What's up, fam? It's Dark Angel's Journey, and Kitty is kicking it out here with me, but you can't quite see him. Anyway, so it's been a while, and I need to get back on the back testing. As I dropped on the community post today, I have absolutely been going through all the ICT content, and wow, so I'm excited to test. Um, sorry, buddy. It's been a little crazy, so I've been looking forward to. Hold on, let me make some adjustments here, kitty. Come stay in between. There we go. He's hanging out with me. All right, so I wanna go through and continue testing, and we're in June, right? So we have July, August, September, October, November, December. I have 6 more months to get it in gear. So let's go already, and we can get all kinds of tiny. Okay, so once it gets like darker, I'm going to drop the camera because I'm outside and I'm not moving inside because that's how I roll. All right, so Kitty is doing his oh, is he about to sit down? Maybe. We might get lucky. All right, so let's see here. 17,042. Last trade was on the 14th. 3, which is within the model, and I just stopped. 13th. They actually overshot me that day. 1, 2. Then the model stopped. 14th. 1, 2, 3. No. He wants to sit on my lap. Maybe after this vid. All right, where are we? Okay. So first things first, in prep for the week, let me open up my new week opening gap. And let's get prepped for let's use this guy. Let's take a look at the 15-minute. And let's grab, where's Friday? Okay, Sunday opening. Okay, so Friday, Sunday, 6 o'clock right there. Okay. So this is Friday, 4:45. We closed here. What color am I using for these things? I guess it doesn't matter really, as long as it's a color I like, right? Right. So we have our new week opening gap here. It's the 6 2023 one. Copy that. And let's make it blue. I like the blue. I like the blue. Oh, wait. Let's move this to the right here, text-wise. Middle to the right. Okay, so this is where we closed and we opened down here. Okay. So there's that. And up. Okay, let's save that. And now I'm going to work our way up to the 1 week and see what we're doing. Okay, so new week started. We had a holiday yesterday. Well, today actually, bank holiday today. Sit down, buddy. You're good. You're okay. And so we had a new week opening gap. We ran away from it very strongly. We've got this guy, this volume imbalance with this weekly gap over here. So better viewed this way on my other one. Got the weekly over here. So I've specified it on this side. It's weekly volume imbalance, and these are the gap high and the weekly gap low, and then these are just the delineations. 0.5, 0.75, 0.25, or 0.75, 0.25, whatever. As long as we know where we're hitting an interesting portion of it on the weekly. Other things to note and things to remove from last week. I'm gonna delete anything that's not a big weekly. So there's a nice big weekly gap here. We've switched and moved up. So let's see if they're going to be some measure of retracement isn't strange. That. So if they wanted to continue on up, we have this guy for them to roll back down into this order block right here. And let's see, there's this fair value gap that they've wicked into, but not closed a body below. So for me to consider a proper bearish shift, I need them to take out these lows and continue on down. So for now, midpoint of this this order block is last line of defense as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so for now, it's okay for them to. Oh, hold on, let's come back down. There's also this set of order blocks right here, and this. So if I were to use this grouping down here, so when they roll down into here, that would be into a discount. There's nothing else here, fair value gap wise, and then we still have the wicks to contend with right there. So we'll see. And then we know there's all this juiciness so close by, so I can't imagine they're going to roll too far back. Anyway. So let's clear that out. Delete all that stuff. And Friday, Tuesday, we started trading. So we have, inside of this old weekly fair value gap, just specify, I haven't removed, take that off. I haven't removed the fair value gaps from prior. The big one we've already traded through, just as a point of reference for now. This is the new one to play with, and we'll just, we just have it to watch how it behaves, because look at it, So right now, there's a lot of, so right now they're digging into this fair value gap right here on the daily. So we'll see how that's and I'm just looking at midpoint. Okay. So they haven't closed the body below the constant encroachment of it yet. So we'll see if they use this as support to continue on up. There's also this thing here and this previous day's low. Just use the body of this candle that they're working their way into. They took the low out of this guy first, so they're going to continue digging in or just hang out here. They're also at mean threshold of the body of this up close candle right here, which doesn't quite coincide with the constant encroachment of this wick, but it's close enough. So we'll see how much they want to dig back down, if they want to reclaim all of this first. I'm not technically touching any of that for now, so let's drop that to 1 hour. Let's alter that. And let's drop it down, and then we can start this guy. We can start our back testing. Okay. All right, so save that, and let's drop. Actually, now that I'm doing it, I also need to do the new week opening gaps for NQ, which moves way more energetically than the other one. Let's see, have I done any of these yet? Man. Okay, so let's start with this week's NQ, a new week opening gap. Okay. As soon as we changed contracts, everything I had in the old one disappeared, so apologize for that. 45.6, so oops. Let's do that. Make it thicker. Ooh, and this opened up with an actual gap. And it gapped up like so. And you came back and reclaimed it immediately and then busted down. Most interesting. Rolled up into that gap, reclaimed everything inside of here, and then dropped nicely. Okay. I'm curious though. Let's take a look at the weekly chart for NQ. Wow, look at that. If that isn't, you know what? Let's put yes on the other side of this thing. Let's change that contract. Let's go to the weekly over here. So let's look at so as ICT's been talking through, NQ really has been like the leader, like leading the way up here. Let me take this off. That always annoys me, you know. So there we go. Covering things up. So Monday, March 13th. See. Okay, so it's March, September. See here. I'm trying to catch the May, April, March 13th. Okay. So from here, it took 15 bars, 14 bars to get up there. For NQ, see, where's March 13th? Well, it's going to still be 15 bars, isn't it? I'm being silly. Ignore me. But it's definitely been the leader. Like, look at how choppy ES has been, and NQ has just been like, rip, rip. Like, what is this? April 3rd? Like, a lot less weirdness, volatility. I have a feeling that it basically was ripping. Like, it kept making the higher runs and the faster moves, and this guy was slowly following behind it. I think the Dow was also doing something similar. But anyway, all right, that's cool. So to that. So, right, back to the weekly review of this thing. Wow. So now it's got a nice wick up here. We've got an order block here on the weekly right there. And what else we have? Ah, there's that volume imbalance to note on the weekly for that. Take a lot for it to become super bearish for me. I mean, we had to have a proper shift. This one doesn't have, I'd have to go to the NQ1 to see like what it's digging up into. But for now, that's good enough. Let's dig into our back testing. Okay, so let's dig into last week's trading. This nice green trending week. This is just mean sideways action. Like weeks like this, just take a vacation and chill. It'll chop you up. That's why with these weeks right here is why I'm in drawdown. And then not understanding how to trade these. Let's go up to the daily. Okay. This is last week. So let's start from Monday and see what we could have done. I think I did a week in review the week before. So let's do that this for last week. And see how I could have been better. I gotta say that 6-hour content from ICT was liquid gold, y'all. I'm not kidding. Like if you haven't watched it and really taken the time to understand what's happening with it, I don't know what to tell you. It's amazing. Something blocking stuff. Is this supposed to be here? What is this? Hold on. Something is missing. Ah, there you are. I was like, where's my replay button? All right, let's go to Monday. Monday. And this gives me opportunity to do a new week opening gap. I'm gonna drop down to 15 minutes to drop that one in there. It's the Monday, it's the Friday. Okay, good. Okay. 4:15, 4:45. So we closed here. And this is June 9th, so new week opening gap. And that's basically the 11th, 2023. Oops. Can't be rushing ahead, y'all. And then so we closed. And then we opened at 6, gapped down. Okay, I dig it. Yeah. Further into the order block. And then took off. Okay, so that was Sunday. Now we want to take a look at what's going on Monday. We're going to go by sessions. This is the London session. And 6:45, 8 o'clock. Okay, so let's pull this. I'm going to roll to about here and see what we get at that point. Okay, so let's look at this from the 1 hour. So first things first, we have, what time is this? 6? Okay. So the London session, this is the high. It's the kill zone, 3 to 4. So the London high is here and the lows down here by this stuff. So depending on which one they take out. So it's 6 o'clock. What else we got? Held it in. Where's midnight? Let's go see. Just want to get a reference for where we started off. Okay, so midnight's here. Opened up here, so let's do midnight. Okay. And 8 o'clock is pretty much around the same time, so I'm not gonna bother. Okay, so what have we done? I'm gonna take this off, it's somewhat distracting. So what do we have? For London, got these highs up here we haven't touched, so just gonna note some buy side up there. Okay, and for me, sell sides. Relative equal lows all the way down here personally, but this low would be the first draw, I think. Not the final, just the first. And if you're going to drop below this thing, then Oh, hold on. Sorry. Let me make this big and zoom out and see what we're looking at here. Trying to get a feel for it. Okay, so upward tear, upward tear. We haven't taken these lows out, so this is the real sell side down here. These relative equal lows we've got going on right here. Yeah, that's the sell side. Not to mention fair value gap right in here. They'd want to dig into that. Yep. Okay, so what have we done? So let's drop down to a 15-minute. And let's see. So we're just hanging out in this range then. Need to break out of that. Whoops. Josie. Keep that. So there's nothing wrong with them coming back up. All right, so just took out this buy side right here. Small fair value gap they've been digging into a little bit here. So I had a bit of a shift right there. And this fair value gap, so low, lower low, shifted through. So if I'm on the 15-minute, we have that breaker right there. And something that I've been neglecting to do. So if we're going up, let's do this, right? It's got to come into a discount. And I have to look to see what PDRAs, like discount PDRAs, exist in this general vicinity, right? So low, lower, low traded through. They don't necessarily have to come back down to this breakup, but it would be my general expectation that they should. So let's see. And I'm looking to see what happens at like 8 o'clock or something, you know? All right, so fair value gap. So what time is it? So 8 o'clock. What do we have? And I wouldn't trade this as a Monday. See the rest of this fair value gap. Just note it. Let's set it at a premium. So my general desire for this range, they came into a discount. They wanted to take off. They should do it now. So we've got this order block at this halfway point in this trading range, dealing range. Yeah, dealing range. So my general expectation is for this to come down here. Oh, they've already tapped it once, didn't bother to come back up to it again, and now, no. It's also Monday before some real FOMC news, so what do we have? 9:30, we opened. 9:45, let's drop down to the 5 minutes. And look at how gross that looks. But candles. Yeah. I think I remember thinking, no touchy, you know. So it's 10 o'clock. Let's see. What do we have at 10 o'clock? We have the shift here. And we took out all this stuff again. We're still gross. I'm going to drop down. Let's go down to a 4 minutes. Oh, you don't give away the game. How dare you? Okay, so like I said, I was expecting to come down here. There's an order block in here with a little fair value gap down here on the 5 minutes. So the survey says I'm looking for something like this. But so close to the midnight opening price, I can't imagine that they want to wick into that. So I'm gonna be cheap about it. So I want a 20 tick stop. And I'm gonna do something like that. Let's see. And then let's aim for them to roll up into this puppy right here. Okay. I'm gonna go to the 1 minute because I don't want it to give away every damn thing. 10:05 grossness. Oh, so the fact that it's coming into a bullish order block is literally the only reason that I would be touching this. So I want to see if I'm going to get any closer to what I want. And will this allow me to drop? Let's get out with this bigger screen. Can this drop me into a 15-second? No. 30 seconds? Yes. Okay. Okay, so we'll take this off. We know where we're trying to go, right? Oh, come on. Because I was going to buy in here. That's where I wanted it, right? Well, it looks like it would have worked. Damn. Because so my original thing was here. That's a lot of thingies with a 20 tick stop below this guy. Just barely. That's like at the very base of it. Because why wouldn't they touch the midnight price? So then why wouldn't I just do this, right? And be done with that? Because why wouldn't they touch it? Now let's look at what's happening in this general vicinity, right? So we're inside of 10 o'clock. I'm bullish because I've seen this breaker. There's a fair value gap there that I haven't drawn out, and it's a bullishly trending, thing in NASDAQ. So waiting for it to pop in here. Now, if I, and fun fact, I'm gonna do this, right? I'm gonna do this because I'm just curious, right? So shift right here, fair value gap. Not the prettiest. What would that have given me if I'd done this? That's too many ticks. I wouldn't have taken that. Okay, so we're on the 1 minute. So we have another shift here, fair value gap. Now, there's been a lot of back and forth here, right? So it should be a balanced price range. This gel vicinity. We're under 30 seconds, right? So that's assuming I didn't take this because, waiting for that. Assuming I didn't take this. So then my general desire would be from this. And I'd want to see, if I'm being honest, I want to see like midpoint of this not violated. So my 20 tick stop would not be super helpful here, I don't think. But that's a nice amount of movement just from here, right? So since this is what I wanted and it just kind of ignored me and I'm curious to see if it looked like what I wanted on the 1 minute, right? So on the 1 minute, there's nothing here. I don't like the small fair value gap here. So let's do this. This one, small fair value gap here. If I were to do this, tiny little range, I want it to drop below here. Does it give me that? Well, it comes back into the order block and then runs. So that's nice. Now, just for funsies, I just want to know what it would have felt like to buy it right there where I wanted to buy it in the first place. And so I'm just aiming for this guy. Let's see. So what would that have felt like? So wow, like 305 just 470 just coming into this. Like, are we serious right now? Oh no, am I wrong? Oh no. Now, at no point in this scenario should this have hit 20 ticks, $100 over my stop right here. So we just deal with it. 450. So what time is this? 10:20. All right, cool. So we're rolling in. Now, I'm looking to take out this thing right here. Bam. So if I had more than one contract on, I'd take off some of it here and then let the rest run in and try and get into, let's say, midpoint of this thing right here. Say midpoint. So 485. Now, this is a situation right here. Right here is where if I'd missed this, I would have taken it from here. My stop below there. Could have gotten 20 ticks or midpoint to make it work. Right there. And then run that puppy up to probably about mid consequent encroachment of that. So let's take that off. See. Right about there. It's not bad, right? All right, let's see what that would have netted us in. Oh my goodness, look at that. Okay, so once we took that out. Now, in terms of managing this thing, right? Shift right here. Fair value gap here, fair value gap here. We have this fair value gap right here. So this and that here and here, which one's higher? This one's higher, that one's lower. So I'm thinking to myself, this is a balanced price range. And let's test this, right? So the midpoint of this is right there. So I'm going to drop a little something right here and take this off. So what I want is for price to never get back past down below this thing. So let's see. I wanted to use it as support. Wow, wrong. Ooh, ICT just dropped his TGIF's thing. But the other thing is, so it's not a balanced price range. So it's wrong. But they did come back into this order block. Fine. So it's either that or the order block. So definitely wrong there. This is a balanced price range. They shouldn't have to come back down here for anything. Let's see. So the behavior there. The bodies, man. Watch the bodies. Oh my God. Wait, I was right. Hang on. So this is high. And that's the lowest low of that. So right here. So it's a balanced price range right there. They stayed. Look at wow. Oh my God. Look at the bodies, right? The wicks do the damage, but the bodies tell the truth. Look at it. Look at it. Not one body. Not one body closed below. Not one. Wow. Okay. That's insane. That's insane. So in my mind, it's a balanced price range. My stop can be right below here now. If I'm wrong, then I'll take what little bit I have and go on about my business. So I am looking, let's see what that would have netted me. And I would have been perfectly happy. Let's see, can we get the midpoint of this as like take profits? All right, so let's delete this. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. So we're at 755. We're back to the midpoint. Still. Oh my goodness. Look at it. Ooh. Just gathering orders. It's mean, man. It's just mean. Every time I stop below those wicks, those dangerous wicks. Actually, so if I'm being really honest, the stop should be right below here. Okay, the order block. Last line of defense. But the fact that it's behaving here, it should not close like if it closes a candle blown here, then we are done. All right, so we're moving up now. And right here, boom, I would flatten and take my profits, and 1360 would have been what I'd gotten from the entry that I wanted, taking into account the breaker, the midnight opening price. And let's go back into the 5 minutes and take a look at that breaker, right? And the breaker was actually lower. It's all of these consecutive green candles. So all of that. Look at that. Beautiful. Yep. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. All right, cool. So that would have been the 10 a.m. trade. The 6:45 had a bit of a shift and a small run into this. Nice. Okay. Let's take that off. Oh, no, we leave that for the day. Okay. Oops. Think I rolled back too far. Sorry, guys. Uh, where's the 12th right there? All right, so let's take a look at the afternoon on the 12th. It's just unbelievable, right? I mean, it really is to me. Oh, we're on the 1 hour already. Okay, so this is the 11 a.m. session. Rolls right through this beautifully. I'd be perfectly happy with this, with the midpoint, going about my business. Life is beautiful, because I would have gotten it right there at 10:45. Would have dropped. Still, look at it. Even on the 15 minutes, still, the wicks would have done the damage. Still not taken out equilibrium of that balanced price range. ICT is just amazing, guys. Amazing. Before, I would have been sitting here like biting my teeth, like, do I close? Do I close? It's going there. It's just messing with us poor little retail folks. All right, it's getting dark. Let me check my video. Cool. All right. So let's move forward now. Let's head to the afternoon. Oh, so I'm curious about the noontime reversal that he was talking about, right? So you said that for the most energetic run at noon, they sometimes like to go for, the lows below the most energetic run around noon. So just curious about how that's gonna look. So this is the most energetic run. Well, this whole thing right here. So boom, right there. So I'm just gonna move this forward. I'm not gonna actually try. We have this fair value gap. They're inside this premium fair value gap. They've just hit midpoint. Let's see. And it is 1225. So mostly they just decided to come back down to this biggest portion here. This high right there, inside this fair value gap. Off you pop. Turning this into support. Looks like it turned it into an inversion. Let's see. Well, it was acting as resistance. Yep, inversion fair value gap. Just to take out this high up here. Okay, 1 o'clock. 1:20. So I want to see what happens at 2 o'clock. So 1:40. 1:45. All right, 2 o'clock. So we've been on an up tier. I don't actually have any concept of where it's trying to go, if I'm being honest with you. So if I'm thinking to myself, if anything, I need to come all the way back down here at minimum, order blocks down here, to come back up. I don't really understand how to jump in on something when it's already in motion. So it's really hard for me to make those types of decisions. But that's a lot of run, right? It's a lot of run. So right here, we've got a fair value gap. They filled it, took off, got a shift here, fair value gap right here. So the higher time frame run is I think more important, but I think this is just going to continue on up from here. So let's do this. And if I were to drop it here, this fair value gap right here becomes support. We've got a high here, order block down here. It can come in, top the order block. So maybe if I were to do something like this, I mean, I'd be fine with the morning. Let's run, 20 ticks there. Where is my one standard deviation? Like half is here, 92. One standard deviation up here, 1.5. So let's go for one and see what they do, right? Okay. So I don't know that all right, so we're coming down at the halfway point. Let's see. So that's about equilibrium of this thing, right? Let's say I were to buy it here. Let's see. So to make it all the way down to where I wanted it to be, which it does, because I was impatient, so that's a thing. But let's see. Looks like, let's see if we get still acting as support. So bought too early. Let's see. Acting as support, so still bullish. So there's a tiny, tiny, tiny fair value gap in here that's holding that up. Let's see. Also, low, lower low, shifted through. Is this a breaker for here? So order block breaker, not a bad spot to continue on up. But I was looking at a different entry. Let's see how they behave around the breaker. Holding on. So they are accumulating orders. Let me just leave the breaker there for now, so I can visually be aware of it. Okay, and finally getting some movement. It's like the halfway point, 0.5 just made it there. Time is it 2:47. Okay, just trying for 0.1. One standard deviation. Just thinking. And beautiful, flatten. So I take that to my 13 something for the day and been very happy campo. Honestly. I mean, for real. Just starting to understand where things should move and change from is honestly just freaking amazing to me. I can't even begin to explain to you. Like the 6-hour ICT video was just insane. All right, I'm not gonna let this one get too crazy. I know I'm looking a little cray-cray, and Kitty's finally relaxed. So I'm gonna pause this one here, and my general expectation for trades, I'm going to start, if I see the setup that I want, I'm going to take them in my demo account, as you've seen. But for now, I'm going to go check out ICT's TGIF trade setups and see what's cool about it. All right. Happy trails. I hope you guys enjoyed the long weekend. If you had it, if you didn't, it's okay. I hope you enjoyed the weekend regardless. And let me know how your trading's going. Drop it down in the comments. But I'm I made a bit of a breakthrough, I think, right? All right, cool. So Shakira out.